what's more effective here? Supply. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy that you're here again, ready to learn. Today's topic is how can we choose the best stocks to trade? Okay, so that's stock selection, right? So let's just say that stock selection. And when it comes down to stock selection, I want to see which looks clear, right? Just based off a trend, the context of it, which is story, and also, does it give me a one side move? And does the look clear? Oops. Okay, cool. Does it look clear? As in whatever ticker that I'm looking at, it can be American Airlines. Let's just say, for example, American Airlines. It can be Delta Airlines. It can be Snapchat, or it can be DraftKings. Okay, so let's just say that this is my watch list. Out of all these four, within those four stocks, I need to choose one. So now for me to filter these out, what do I need to do? So I need to analyze. Okay, I need to analyze and see what does these four tell me. And I need to see this as its own trend, read the context, read the story of it. Does it give me a one-sided move, right? One-sided move. And does the multi-time frame look clear? So what I mean by multi-time frame, does the monthly look clear? And then from there, if that monthly looks clear, then the weekly will look clear, right? So the weekly will start making sense. And then from the weekly, does the daily look clear? And then from the daily, we can dive down into that 4-hour time frame and so on and so forth. So this is what we like to do when it comes down to analyzing. Play with the upper time frame and break it down the best way you can. And that is just how we read the story of a given stock. What does the upper time frame tell me, and how can I create a bias behind it? All right. So in this case, we have American Airlines, Delta Airlines, we have Snapchat, and we have DraftKings. So now the next step after analyzing, then I want to see how can I now filter these out. Okay, so let's just say DraftKings didn't look clear to me. Okay, let me just exit that out, right? Let me just take this out of my watch list, because everything here is your watch list. So now there is these three standing. So now out of these three, okay, Delta Airlines didn't make it through. So now it's between American Airlines and Snapchat. So now you can either do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or just choose which one you want to go for, which one's the best bet to move forward with. And let's just say Snapchat didn't make it through, but American Airlines did. Okay, cool. So we analyzed, we filtered them out, and now we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down the best way that we can and playing within this. And that is what we're going to do with an American Airlines today. All right, American Airlines. And this is just the way that I like to look at stocks, and how can I break it down, and which stocks can I trade for, let's just say, just for the day. How long do I want to trade American Airlines for? A day? Do I want to trade it for a full week? Do I want to trade it for a full month? Do I want to trade it for a full year? It really depends. Because now when it comes down to this, now it's like what type of trader you are. Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? or are you a swinger? But there is two types of swingers. There is short and there's a long. And what I mean by short is you're a short swinger, you're just taking it for the next day, overnight pretty much. So a 1 day swing. But long is you're pretty much taking it out for weeks, months. And so there's multiple, or there's two types of swing traders. Okay, so now it comes down to, are you a scalper, are you a day trader, or are you a swinger? And that right there is how can we now approach American Airlines? Okay, how can I approach American Airlines within, what type of character we are in this market? Do you perform well as a scalper? Do you perform well as a day trader? Do you perform, even better as a swing trader? Really depends on you. We're all different. We're all different as traders. Okay, because again, we're all different humans or human beings. So let's just jump into an actual charts, and let's just say American Airlines fit the whole watch list, and American Airlines on a bigger picture looks clear. Really don't know if American Airlines looks clear. Let's just see if it, if it does. If it does, then that would be perfect. Okay, so let's just jump onto the charts of American Airlines. So American Airlines, this is just what we're going for, right? We're going off of this here. We want to read the trend. We want to read the context. We want to read, is it a one-sided move? And does the multi-time frame look clear? And I'm gonna break it down from the monthly if needed, or I could just stay stuck with the weekly and break it down from there, or and then now from there just break it down daily, 4 hour, so on and so forth, right? So now from there I can now analyze and then filter. But again, we're not filtering out anything because now it's like we already choose our number one stock for our watch list. So now let's just dive into here, and you can just see based off American Airlines, the 1 week, it's telling me that it's down trending, and you can see it, right? You can see that it's down moving, and that is just where the money's flowing to, is to the downside. So in this case, since I already know what the 1 week is telling me, then now I can break it down if needed. But so far looks clear. The trend looks clear. Shows me where the banks are taking price to. They're taking it to the downside, and so far so good. So we can just count the lows, right? Just based off normal structure, we have lower low, 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 lower low. Where is these lows coming from? It's coming from this last up before this downward move. So now, since this is the low that's coming from this high, you can see that we're just pretty much stuck inside of this supply zone at the moment. That is just where price is at the moment. It's just inside the supply zone, but it's just here now, right? So now in this case, the only thing that we're working with off of a 1 week time frame is this lower low, this lower high, and this lower low. But don't forget, this is 1 week's worth, or each candle here is a week's worth of price action. So each candle is 1 week's of, how did that week ended, or how did that week occurred. So in this case, this was from the low to the high, that was 84 days. And from this high to this low, that was 175 days. And now from this low to this retracement into that supply zone, that was 315 days, right? So let's just be exact, 301 the first time it hit, but it had a bigger consolidation. So it was 379 days until price just chose its downward move. So now in this case, since price has now rejected the supply zone, that is just where banks partially mitigated their orders. they are now taking price right back down to potentially see this liquidation of this low. So now you can see, okay, since the 1 week or just a higher time frame is telling me that it's bearish, then I'm gonna look for a downward move because it's much more likely to sweep this out here. And that is just what we want to participate with. So in this case, you had clear moves to the downside ever since the break of this low here. That is the one break. Now you see what after that one break, price just consolidated, ran right back down, hit demand zones, and with the demand zones, we had another break of a structure. And within that low, price comes right back up. But even though that it comes right back up, we're not looking at this as a, okay, let's look for longs and longs and longs, because what's more effective here? Supply. So since supply is more effective here, then we're going to look for more of a downward move, but we just need to get that confirmation, right? Because now we have candlestick structure, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, then the break. Okay, what caused this break? This down push before the upper move. This is this one break. Look how the moment that this low has been created, came right back up to test that supply zone. Within the supply zone, gave you another low, right? And so now we have more of a break of a structure. And within that break of structure, you can see on how price comes up into a supply zone, and you can now be a seller inside of the supply zone. And now you have a clear move. So let's just say that we didn't see anything here based off hindsight. And so now that price came into that supply zone, now my whole bias for, it can be weeks or it can be a full month of just seeing a rejection to see new lows, just to see this liquidation occur. And then, even better, see this, right? Because we want to see that downward move. So now, if you want to approach it as a day trader, what do you need to do? Go on a lower time frame. If you want to approach it as a scalper, you need to be on way low time frame. But you're just gonna be going back and forth in this higher time frame supply zone, because this is a supply zone from a 1 week. So we can call it a 1 week. So 1 week supply zone. So that is a 1 week supply zone. But if you're a scalper and you're just like to be in and out, then you're gonna be either on a 5 minute, 1 minute, 10 minute, just going back and forth. And so now from there, it can be multiple or couple weeks of just consolidation, right? But in this case, after it consolidates, now price can tend to see the liquidation of these lows. So it's up to you how to approach the delivery of price of this specific stock and this move, because now you know the ranges that you're currently holding. You know the main lows, the main highs, and the current low that's currently holding, and how can I take price lower. So now that price came right back up into this 1 week supply zone, I'm going to be on a lower time frame and seeing how can I see a nice trade and nice setup, depending on whatever your system is. If it's retail, if it's support resistance, if it's these flag patterns, that is up to you on how you want to confirm inside this given range. Okay, so since now we know that in a supply zone we expect some sorts of shorts, then now I can dive into a lower time frame, like a 15-minute time frame. So all I'm going to be looking for is a die off of price and see when will it pretty much shift. So the moment that we have here is this break, this higher high is coming from this down push. So we're still bullish in this case. And so since this is bullish, I'm not looking for any shorts at the moment, because let's just say you have a whole bias on just to look for shorts. So let's just click play and let's see what we get. So now the moment we have some sort of fall off, and we have some sort of breaks of a structure, because this is the last up before the downward move. And now this can be the beginning of your sell. So let's just say, for example, we have now a sell position in place, stop loss above the supply zone. And now we want to target the liquidity off of this low. But remember, what did we just do? We went from a higher time frame into a lower time frame. So this is now when it comes down to lower time frame, we're just going to see back and forth action, but you're going to be attacking shorts, because you may want to go for the peak of a supply zone and just go for sells. You can do it that route, or you can just approach it somewhere down here, right? So it's up to you on how you want to move within the delivery of price. It's all, does it give you a confirmation to do so? So in this case, there is one confirmation, one retracement right back up. Look at the wicks, heavy rejections at the moment. And let's just say if you're a scalper, you want to choose this liquidity low next. And now you're already in that trade when the price tapped into your supply zone here. And now your next liquidity target is here, or maybe it can be this one. So let's just see if we do get that liquidation off of those lows. And as a scalper or a day trader, you can now take either partials, or you can just take the full thing off. So there you go. That right there is a nice +1 trade. And in this case, what happens when price makes a new low? Price tends to run right back up. And this can either see new highs again, mitigate some more orders from the far left, because remember, we're inside of a big weekly supply zone. Let's zoom out. There you go. We're inside of a big weekly supply zone. But don't be surprised if price just does this, but we would now consider this as some sort of distribution, right? So let's just continue. And we're just on a lower time frame. And now I'm in this time frame as a character of a day trader or a scalper, because this is just where you can now break it down. And how does a 15-minute time frame, for instance, how does it look like? Okay. Does it make sense for me to participate for the day, for the week, or for the month? How can I take this right back down to see new lows? Because I want to confirm the 1 week supply zone. Okay. So let's just see on what we get here, because this is now falling to the downside as of now. And let's just calculate the days. So for price to pull right back up to break structure and then run right back up, this took an estimate of 3 days. So now you can see, let's just say within that 3 days, it was Monday, we didn't trade anything at all. Tuesday, it retraced. And then Wednesday, it gave us that nice setup. So you see on how you're just coming into this market and just waiting. Okay, perfect. Wednesday was clear. Wednesday gave me something clear, and now we're looking for a short. And so now, as you can see here, liquidate those lows, and now price is giving you heavy buying pressure on a lower time frame, and now people are buying this up. So now it's up to you on how do you want to manage that trade. Do you want to hold it? Do you want to take partials, or do you just want to take off the whole thing? Okay, and let's just see what we get. There you go. We got liquidated, and so if now, since that was a liquidation, then with that right there would have been already either a break even, a -1, or if not, a +1, hopefully. So let's delete that now, but that right there was an overall +1 if you approach it as a day trader or a scalper. And now let's just continue on letting this do its thing. So let's just see what we get. Okay, another impulse move. Perfect. So since now that is impulse move, you're not looking for buys, because your whole bias is to look for shorts. And now you're just waiting for you to get that confirmation, just like the way you did here, to look for shorts. And remember, you don't have to buy at the peaks. You can buy somewhere down here that gives you something, clear on where does price want to. And let's just say that we were trying to participate somewhere here, and we're going to let all these, buyers take price up. So now we have clear breaks of structure, clear break of a move, run right back up. And with that run right back up, there's now retail doing something like this. And the moment that price breaks through, now they're looking for some sort of shorts, right? And in this case, there's already lower time frames, like a 1 minute, a second time frame, getting a piece of the cake within that move, and they're done already, right? Because now they think that, okay, it's hitting some sort of support line or resistance, and now they're selling within the area, because what happens when price hits some sort of resistance or support, it tends to bounce, and now they're already out. Okay, so now in this case, it's either see new highs again to mitigate some more of an imbalance, or now this can just flush to the downside, and we could be a participant. And again, it's whatever your system that you're going off of. Okay, so there you go. Nice trades go for shorts. And from there, price consolidated quite longer. And then I think they had a nice reversal at the end. So let's just zoom out just to see where we're at. Let's go to 30. All right, perfect. inside the 30-minute time frame, you can see, it looks clear, right? It looks clear where the market wants to head to. And most likely not, it wants to look for a downward move, right? So again, zoom out, right? The more that it reacts within the supply zone, it's good to zoom out and see, is it a good time to trade? But in this case, right now, since price is just consolidating, I'm gonna stay off, right? I'm gonna stay off and I'm gonna let it do its thing until I get much more of a clear move, because price can still honestly come right back up, take out the liquidity off of this, and then consolidate and then sell off. And then I can get into retracements and take price lower. So again, patience is really the key in this game. So I guess, yeah, price came right back up, saw another high, and I think I see another potential entry right here. So let me just show you. We have a up before downward move. So all in all, this is a breakthrough. We're just waiting for the retracement into that supply zone. And in the supply zone, the moment that price hits that supply zone, I cannot be in the trade, stop loss below or stop loss above that wick. And now let's just say our target is this, right? So let's just say now in this case, we're trying to swing trade, right? We're trying to swing trade and we want lower lows pretty much, or we could just say the 50 off of this and we should be good, right? So let's just say we're going off the 50 of this. That is the 50 off this impulse move. And that is just where we want to target. So let's just see what we get. Perfect. Now it's up to you on how you want to approach this. Partial at the liquidity points here, or just hold. But I'm gonna stay stuck within my game plan is to target these lows. But all in all, I'm inside this 1 week supply zone and I want to look for a downward move. So you can just see that we're just looking at the lenses of a day trader, a scalper, and a swing trader on how are they looking at the supply zone of a higher time frame and how do they want to approach it. Okay. Bingo. There you go. It has successfully mitigated, liquidated this 50% impulse move. And now from there, you can now either take partials, take majority off, or just close your full position. Because now you kind of expect some sorts of move if price just bounces off here and then just see new lows. But let's just see what we get. What is it? March, April. I think it bounced here. Yep, it bounced here. Yep, that is where we're at the moment. So price can honestly flip here because that is not another breakout structure hidden supply zone. And then for the people that are just swinging this long term, they're still in this trade. They're still in this trade and they still want these lows here to be targeted because that is their main target. And so again, we're just following along within what we learned today, selecting a stock, stay stuck with a stock. And do we want to trade it for the day? Do we want to trade it for the week? Do we want to trade it for the month or for the year? Really depends on the context. How can we break it down? And does it give us a clear move? Does a multi-time frames look clear? But hope you love this video. Hope you got something out of it and take some notes out of this video, see on how you can approach it now when it comes down to a stock market and see which stocks do you want to trade. Do I need to approach the market this week? If not, I can wait for the following week until it gives me something clear. Or maybe I need to wait another 2, maybe 3 weeks just for that one ticker to play out. But make sure to like, subscribe, make sure to comment what you want to see next, and I'll catch you on the next one.